I've fallen out of my routine again. And honestly, it's such a frustrating feeling. You probably know what it's like to be super consistent, hitting all your milestones and staying on track, only for something to happen that throws you off completely. Suddenly you're back at square one, or maybe even worse. That's exactly where I am right now. I tried following people's usual advice in situations like this. Take it slow, treat life like a marathon, make small daily changes, and so on. But honestly, that approach only made things worse for me instead of helping me make steady progress. I felt stuck, like I couldn't find a way out, and I've realized why. I'm just not wired for the slow and steady approach. Instead, I found that I need quick progress, especially in the beginning, to stay motivated. I need that initial win to keep going. The whole life is a marathon mindset doesn't work for me. Maybe it's because of my ADHD or my all or nothing attitude. If I don't see results quickly, I lose interest. What works for me is focusing on sprints, going all in, getting results, and then transitioning into periods of maintenance or rest. That's how I've seen real growth in the past, whether it's building my YouTube channel or getting in shape. It's always been about intense effort followed by recovery. So I'm ditching the slow and steady approach and going all in again. Here's my plan to make it happen. I'm committing to going all in for the next 6 months, documenting everything and showing exactly how I'm transforming my life. I know this method works, and I'll be learning as I go. I've fully dedicated myself to YouTube. Now, let me be clear, this approach isn't for everyone. If your mental health isn't in a good place, don't push yourself too hard. Speaking from personal experience, being diagnosed with major depression taught me that during those tough times, the last thing you should do is push harder. Rest and recovery have to come first. But if your mental health is stable and you're ready to make a change with the energy to go all in, here's how I'm doing it, and how you can too. First, let's get one thing straight. If you don't know why you want to make a change, nothing else matters. You'll quit the moment things get tough. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal, started off strong, and then dropped it after a few weeks? I've done it more times than I can count, and I've realized that most people fail because they focus only on what they want to change, whether it's getting in shape, earning more money, or staying consistent with a habit. But they never stop to ask themselves why that goal is important to them. Without a clear, compelling reason to change, it's easy to lose focus and fall off track. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that change only happens when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of making the change. If staying stuck feels more comfortable than the effort required to change, you'll never move forward. But when staying in that comfort zone becomes unbearable, that's when action happens. This realization was a game changer for me. For months, I kept telling myself I'd be consistent with working out or posting on social media, but I kept falling off. The problem was, I wasn't clear with myself about why I wanted to change. I was too focused on the what. Things like wanting to get in shape, stay consistent, or make money. But I hadn't connected it to a deeper purpose. For me, my why is this. I don't want to feel lazy, undisciplined, or like someone who can't keep their promises. I want to feel confident. The kind of confidence that comes from being disciplined. I want the satisfaction of knowing I'm giving my all and the freedom that comes with feeling in control of my actions. I want you to do the same. Take some time to sit down and reflect on the pain you're trying to move away from and the desire you're chasing. What's your why? Write it down and put it somewhere you'll see it daily. When the process of change inevitably gets tough. And trust me, it will. This reminder will keep you going when motivation fades. If you want to take action right now, I've included a free worksheet, link below, that you can use to write down your why. It'll help you get clarity and stay focused. Another life-changing lesson I've learned is that you can't improve what you don't measure. If you want to make a meaningful changes in your health, finances, or personal growth, tracking is essential. Without measuring progress, you're just guessing. And guessing won't get you anywhere. I've experienced this firsthand. Every time I lost momentum, it was because I stopped tracking and holding myself accountable. For a long time, I was strict with my nutrition, tracking every meal and consistently hitting my macros. But then I got comfortable. I stopped tracking, telling myself, I've got this. I know what I'm doing. But I didn't. Slowly, my diet slipped. I wasn't measuring anything, so I didn't even notice the gradual decline. I convinced myself I was still eating healthy, but in reality, I was sliding back into old habits. The more I ignored it, the more progress I lost. Tracking isn't about obsessing over numbers. It's about being honest with yourself. When you track, you can't lie to yourself. You'll see whether you're actually doing the work or not. And that's why it's so crucial. To help with this, I've included a section in the free worksheet which is linked below where you can track your habits. It's simple but effective. Check off what you've done each day to stay accountable and make real progress. When it comes to transforming your life, there are 4 non-negotiable actions you need to commit to daily. These aren't optional or when you feel like it activities. They're essential habits that will pull you out of a rut and create a real progress. If you're not doing them, don't be surprised if nothing changes. I've learned this the hard way. In the past, I tried taking shortcuts, skipping some of these steps, and hoping for the best. But trust me, these 4 actions are the foundation of lasting change, and without them, nothing sticks. The first is a quality input. Every day, you need to intentionally learn from reliable sources, whether it's books, podcasts, or online courses. There's a wealth of valuable information out there, but not all content is created equal. Some of it is garbage, but if you know where to look, there's gold. Books in particular are an incredible resource. Think about it. People pour decades of experience into a book, and you can access that knowledge for $10 to $20. That's an insane value. If you feel books are unaffordable, you have options. Learn a high-income skill to afford them or get a library card. No excuses. Feeding your brain with a quality input bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. If you're not learning, you're not growing. I've noticed this in myself. When I feel stuck, uninspired, or unclear, it's often because I've been filling my mind with irrelevant, low-quality content. Scrolling endlessly through TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram Reels might feel satisfying in the moment, but it leaves me feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated, and disconnected from my goals. On the other hand, when I focus on quality input, reading books, listening to podcasts, or taking courses by people I admire, everything changes. My clarity returns, I feel focused, and I regain a sense of direction. This is the power of quality input. It equips you with the tools and ideas to move forward. If you're feeling lost, the first thing to fix is what you're consuming because we are what we consume. However, here's where most people get it wrong. We love learning. We spend hours reading books, watching videos, or taking courses, but learning without applying is useless. I've fallen into this trap so many times, reading book after book, watching endless videos, and thinking, wow, I'm learning so much. I've been making real progress lately, but here's the truth. Learning without action is pointless. If you're just absorbing information for the sake of it and not applying or sharing it, you're wasting time. True value comes from using what you've learned, and many people ask, how do I apply or share what I've learned? It's not as complicated as you might think. While I'm a YouTuber and often suggest making videos, you don't have to start a YouTube channel or launch a website right away. Start small. For example, share one valuable idea on Twitter every day. It could be a simple tweet where you put what you've learned into your own words and share it with others. This habit has a double benefit. It reinforces your understanding and helps others. When you process knowledge to share it, that's when real learning happens. It's not about building a massive Twitter following or becoming an influencer. It's about consistency and growth. Whether it's a tweet, an Instagram post, or a short blog entry, choose a platform that works for you. In my opinion, Twitter is the easiest place to start. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked: recovery. In today's hustle culture, we're constantly told to grind harder, work longer, and push ourselves 24/7. But if you're not prioritizing recovery, you're setting yourself up for burnout. Recovery isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. When you're learning and taking action, your brain and body need time to process and rest. Ignoring recovery harms your progress. I used to believe I could just push a little harder and skip recovery, but I've realized how important it is. To track my recovery, I use a tool called Whoop. It's helped me understand how sleep, exercise, and daily habits affect my recovery. For example, I love drinking alcohol, whether socially or alone, but after tracking my habits with Whoop, I noticed a clear pattern. Even one drink significantly impacted my recovery the next day. Seeing this data consistently made me cut back. I used to drink 5 to 6 times a week, especially with friends. Now I've limited it to once or twice a week. Tools like Whoop don't just track your sleep or activity, they show you how your choices affect your performance and recovery in real time. Other fitness trackers like Apple Watch or Oura Ring are also great, but for me, Whoop has been the most accurate and insightful. It's not just about sleeping more, but learning how to improve the quality of your sleep. Many of us know we shouldn't look at screens before bed or drink alcohol late, but seeing the actual data tied to your personal recovery is what drives meaningful change. Whether you use Whoop or another tracker, the key is paying attention to your habits and making recovery a priority. Finally, let's talk about the keystone habit, the one habit that ties everything together. For most people, this is working out. From my experience, when I'm consistent with exercise, every other area of my life falls into place. Working out creates a domino effect. I have more energy, better discipline, and sharper mental clarity. It's not just about building strength or looking good. It's about proving to yourself that you can keep the promises you make. Every time I hit the gym, even when I don't feel like it, which is most of the time, I reinforce my ability to show up for myself. When I skip workouts, I feel the difference immediately. My energy drops, I feel lazy, and my recovery and sleep quality decline. The mental benefits of working out are as significant as the physical ones. Most of us aren't moving enough. We sit, scroll, and live sedentary lives, but our bodies are designed to move. You don't need a perfect workout program or fancy equipment to get started. It could be walking, weightlifting, yoga, or anything else that gets you moving. For me, working out is the backbone of my routine. When I stay consistent with it, I'm more confident, disciplined, and focused, and that spills over into everything else I do. If you're going to commit to just one habit, let it be working out. None of this matters, though, if you don't act. The only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be in 3 months is what you do today. I've created a free worksheet for you to use. It's designed to help you track your progress, set clear goals, reflect on your why, and hold yourself accountable. And yes, it's completely free. Thank you for watching, and I genuinely hope this helps you make a positive change in your life.